At the beginning of the drama, we are shown that a fashion show is being set up. The manager hires some girls to welcome everyone and assign them positions based on their beauty. Then he sees a girl. She's very short and less beautiful than the others, meaning she's ugly. And this is the female lead of the drama named Nan Hee. The manager doesn't say anything when he sees her and tells the other girls their work. Then Nan Hee says, "What about me? What do I have to do?" Before the manager can say anything, a boy comes in and says that 3 of their workers haven't come to work. Hearing this, he becomes very upset. Then he looks at Nan Hee and starts praising her, saying, "You're so strong, will you work in the workers' place?" Nan Hee happily agrees. In the next scene, Nan Hee is doing all the work, which is very difficult. On the other side, we see a girl who is talking to a very handsome boy. This boy's name is Park. He is a fashion designer and a very famous model. The girl asks him, "Will you go on a date with me?" But Park flatly refuses, saying, "You're not beautiful enough for me to go on a date with you," and rejects her. Then he leaves, and his friend Chan comes to him and asks, "How many girls have you rejected? Which one will you like?" After that, both are watching a fashion show. Here Park sees a girl who is very beautiful, so he goes to meet her. Meanwhile, we see Nan Hee, who is so overwhelmed and is very upset, saying, "Those girls welcome everyone, and they are getting $30, but I've worked so hard I should get more." But then she says, "I'm here only because of my favorite model Park. Otherwise, I would never have been here. I don't know if I'll find him." Saying this, she starts leaving from there. But then she sees that the stage is shaking violently and almost falling. She stops it. Just then, Park also comes and helps her. Then Nan Hee starts looking around at him, and Park asks, "Do you know me?" Nan Hee says, "Yes, we met in the university sketch class." Now, he doesn't understand anything. He tells Nan Hee that they have to hold it for 3 more minutes and then everyone will leave the stage. Nan Hee says, "Please keep saying something." Then Park praises her. After that, when everyone leaves the stage, the 2 of them also leave, and the board falls down, and everyone is very scared. Then Nan Hee thanks Park for helping her. Park is relieved, saying, "I wouldn't have helped you, but the girl on the stage couldn't have left without meeting me. That's why I helped you." And with that, he goes to that girl. Now, hearing all this, Nan Hee is very upset. It's shown that everyone has always avoided her because of her being an ugly girl, and this has also upset her. A flashback of 6 months ago is shown where Nan Hee returns to her sketch class, finding a boy sitting on her seat. This boy turns out to be none other than Park. He gets up and tells Nan Hee to make a good sketch of me. Then he goes and sits there. Nan Hee starts making his sketch. After that, Park praises her for making a very good sketch of him. Seeing this sketch in the present, Nan Hee gets very angry because of everything that happened today. She was very angry and wanted to destroy the sketch, but remembering Park, she couldn't do it. She comes to her mother in anger, where we are introduced to her father. There, we come to know that her father is very handsome, but her mother was ugly. So, seeing her mother, she blames her for her being so ugly and says, "Some children even go to their fathers. But why do I go to you and not father?" This angers her a lot. Then her mother also gets very upset, and she sees a light coming out of her ring. In the next scene, we are introduced to Nan Hee's childhood friend Tae-hyun, who always teases her. On the other hand, Chan asks Park what happened between him and that girl yesterday. Park says what could have happened. "I dropped her home and came back." Chan asks why. Park replies, "She looked very beautiful from a distance, but when I saw her up close, she wasn't that beautiful. That's why I just left her at home." Chan says, "After all, when you find a beautiful girl for you." Park says, "She's the only one." He then tells Chan about a girl and says she's absolutely perfect and made just for him. Chan says, "I don't know if you'll find her or not." In the next scene, Nan Hee's mom has brought her here and says, "Today I'm going to tell you a magic spell. If any boy makes you wear this ring, you will become his perfect woman." Hearing this, Nan Hee doesn't believe it at all and leaves. But after a little fear, she comes back and sits down and asks, "Is this true?" Her mom says, "Yes, it's true." She also looks at the album of her ancestors. She shows her and says, "Look, the ladies are wearing these rings are ugly, but their husbands are all handsome because they all got married because of this ring, and she also got married to her father by using this ring. That's why I am the perfect woman for your father." Hearing this, Nan Hee is shocked and says, "How can you be the perfect woman?" Now Nan Hee doesn't believe it at all. Her mother tells her to try it once, but she must bring the ring back to her before her father comes. Otherwise, he will find out everything. After that, she has come to meet Park so that she can test this ring. Here, she asks Park, "Should we go for coffee?" Park says, "Why would I go for coffee with you?" She says, "I have a friend who is very beautiful and I want to introduce you to her." Hearing all this, Park agrees to go with her and then starts wondering when she will arrive. Nan Hee says, "Just 10 more minutes," and then offers him another drink. Park also gets very drunk after drinking so much. Then Nan Hee starts saying, "You're seeing me for the last time today, and after that, you'll never see me again because I'm going to disappear." Park asks, "Are you going to do some magic?" Nan Hee says, "Yes," and gives him the ring. She says, "If you let me wear this ring, I'll disappear." Hearing this, Park also makes her wear the ring, and the time freezes. Just then, light emanates from Nan Hee's body, and she begins to levitate as if she has some kind of power. Then everything returns to normal. But then, instead of Nan Hee, Park sees another girl sitting in front of him. This girl is none other than the same girl he described to Chan. Now he gets so drunk that he faints right there. Next day, Park is thinking about it and says, "I've seen a dream." On the other hand, Nan Hee tells her mother that she will really do it. Her mother says, "Yes, don't worry, she can do it." She tells her that she should consider herself a beautiful model and behave accordingly. Her mother says, "Now you go to Park and come home before your father comes. Otherwise, he will find out everything." Nan Hee says, "Okay." In the next scene, Nan Hee arrives at college, starts walking while considering herself a beautiful lady, and behaves accordingly. As she enters the class, everyone starts looking at her. Even Park has noticed her and is shocked because she seems like the same girl about whom Park had told Chan. After that, Nan Hee is standing there, and Park comes and sees her, but he doesn't say anything and leaves. Seeing this, she thinks, does she not look like his perfect girl? But then Park comes up to her and asks, "What's your name?" Nan Hee doesn't say anything, but there's a card in her bag on which her name was written, so Park finds out her name and leaves. Then we see a flashback that this girl's diary had fallen down, and Park had helped her. In this way, Park had met this girl and has liked her ever since. At present, we see that Park is telling Chan that he met that girl, but she didn't recognize him at all. "I was very upset, so I couldn't do anything." On the other side, Nan Hee comes home, and her mother asks what happened. How did everything go? Nan Hee says he just asked her name and nothing else. Then her mom says it means this ring worked. Then her father comes, and her mom quickly takes the ring and puts it on. Then her father doesn't recognize her mother. In the next scene, Nan Hee is watching a fashion show. Then her friend comes and says, "Nan Hee, you're perfect for this." But then he starts saying, "No, maybe I was wrong," and starts teasing her. Now Nan Hee starts running after him. Here we see that Park is standing there, watching everything. Just then, Nan Hee's classmate Lily comes and starts talking to Park. Park asks her if this guy is Nan Hee's boyfriend. Lily tells him that no, he is her childhood friend. Then Park asks Lily to save Nan Hee's number in Park's mobile. Next, Nan Hee and Park are seen passing by each other. Nan Hee starts complaining that he didn't say anything. Here Park becomes very nervous. That's why both of them ignore each other and leave. The next day, someone calls Nan Hee, and he is none other than Park. Park says, "I'm speaking." Nan Hee says, "Who?" Park replies, "I'm speaking, Park. Will you go out with me?" But Nan Hee refuses and says, "No, this is the last bus, and if I miss it, it will come in an hour." Now, hearing this, Park is shocked and asks, "Will you reject me for a bus?" But Nan Hee doesn't say anything and climbs on the bus. Here, Park is completely shocked. After that, Nan Hee runs home and calls her mom and gives her the ring. Just then, her father arrives, and her mother quickly wears the ring. In the next scene, Nan Hee's friend Tai Hyun is sitting there. Just then, a flying airplane appears with a sign saying, "Do you want coffee?" Now, this is none other than Park who sent this airplane. Then, Tai Hyun comes to him and says, "This is the first time in years that a boy has given me this. Are you gay?" Park says, "No, I like girls a lot." He says, "So why did you give it to me?" Park then asks, "Do you like Nan Hee?" Hearing this, he is shocked and asks, "What are you saying?" Park says, "If this is true, then tell me. Maybe she's ignoring me because of you." Then Park tells him, "I like her. That's why I came to you to find out." Taehyun says, "Don't cheat on her. She looks very good, but she's not." Park says, "Don't worry. I'll handle everything." The next day, Nan Hee sees that Park is waiting for her, but she ignores him and starts to leave. But he says, "Can we talk?" Hearing this, Nan Hee becomes very happy. After that, while walking, Park starts praising Nan Hee a lot and then says, "You look very beautiful, but she looks even more beautiful in that dress." After that, he sends Nan Hee inside to try on the dress. As soon as Nan Hee comes out, she's very scared because she doesn't look good at all. But as soon as Park sees her, he thinks she's an angel. He starts praising her. After that, when they are leaving, everyone is looking at Nan Hee because she is not looking good at all. Then they come to a restaurant and the waiter looks at Nan Hee and asks, "Ma'am, are you here again?" Then Park asks, "Do you come here before?" Nan Hee says, "Yes." Then Park tells her, "I had also come here with a little girl. She brought me here to meet someone, but I haven't seen her since that day." Then Nan Hee says, "I know her. She is my friend." Then Park asks, "Do you know her name?" Now here Nan Hee has to lie. She tells him her name is Xiao. Then she starts complaining, saying, "She's so ugly, no one wants to be around her." But Park stops her, saying, "If you don't like her, don't talk such a thing about her." She asks, "Are you feeling bad for her?" Just then, she gets a message from her mom, who asks, "Come home quickly." She quickly leaves the place and goes home. Next day, Park reaches Nan Hee's house to meet her, where he meets her father. Here, Nan Hee also sees him there and starts taking the ring from her mother's hand. She says, "Please, Mom, give it to me for 3 minutes." Her mother says, "Okay, but you'll come back soon." After that, Nan Hee comes in front of Park, and he's just watching her. Nan Hee comes to him and starts helping him. When Nan Hee's father arrives, he asks, "Where's your mom?" Nan Hee replies, "Okay, I'll go and call her right away." Then she quickly returns to her mother and gives the ring to her mother. Then her mother leaves and Nan Hee changes her dress. Just then, when Park comes in, he sees Nan Hee and asks, "What are you doing here?" Nan Hee is completely shocked to see him. Park asks, "Do you work here too?" Nan Hee replies, "Yes, you're right. I do work here. And Nan Hee is my friend." Then Park says, "Where's Nan Hee?" And she tells him that her mom sent her out to work. Then Park goes to Nan Hee's room and she starts hiding everything from him. Then Park says, "You should stay away from Nan Hee because she doesn't think well of you." Nan Hee asks, "Are you angry about this?" He replies, "No, she's very loving. Who could be angry with her?" Then he says, "You should give me your number. I'll call you when I need you." After that, at night, she tells her mother that, "I've given your number to Park, so if he ever calls you, please don't pick it up and let me know quickly." Next day, Park tells everyone that from now on, my model is Nan Hee, and she will try on these dresses. Hearing this, everyone is completely shocked. Nan Hee too hears this and says, "What are you saying?" Then she grabs him and takes him outside and starts saying, "No, I won't be able to do all this." Then Park says, "The first time when I saw you in the park, I designed all this for you." Hearing this, Nan Hee looks at him and asks, "What really?" Park says, "Yes, I was inspired by your smile." But she doesn't say anything, so Park asks, "Don't you remember anything?" Nan Hee says, "This won't be possible for me." Then she refuses him and walks away. As she's leaving, a beautiful girl appears in front of her. Everyone is watching her, and the two stand face to face. They look at each other, and this girl is none other than the one Park had explained. Then Nan Hee looks at her and says, "Xiao, you are!" Then the girl says, "Surprise!" And then we come to know that these two know each other. Then Park also comes there and has seen them from a distance. Before he can go near them, he gets someone's call and he leaves. Then Nan Hee asks, "How are you suddenly here? Did you complete your graduation? When did you come here from Paris?" Xiao says, "I came here for something important. And the diary I gave you is with you, isn't it?" Nan Hee says, "Yes." After this, we see a flashback scene of 6 months before, where Xiao bumps into Park and her diary falls down. Then he picks up the diary and gives it to her, and they both talk a little. After this, Park gives her his number and says, "Call me." Then Xiao had kept that number in the diary. Now at present, Nan Hee tells her mom that she doesn't know why Park is claiming they met at the park, even though nothing like that happened. Her mom says that maybe he met his idol girl there and is seeing her face in you. Nan Hee says, "Yes, it could be, but I also want to know what that girl looks like." After that, next day, Park is telling Nan Hee, "Let's go on a date on Friday." Nan Hee agrees and starts telling her mom, "Please, Mom, I'll go to the restaurant on Friday, so I need this ring." Her mom says, "Don't worry, I'll go to my friend's house." Hearing this, Nan Hee is overjoyed. Then Park calls Nan Hee, means Xiao, and asks her to meet him, and he has a bullet to meet her. Then she also goes there, and he takes great care of her here. Then he says, "Tell me what your friend Nan Hee likes to eat and drink, and where she likes to go. And what does Nan Hee like to do?" Then she also does the corporate and tells him everything. Then here they are buying apples. Nan Hee says, "I'll buy it," and starts picking up all the defective pieces. Park says, "There are so many good apples here. So why are you taking the defective ones? Nan Hee says, everyone buys good things, but what about these? Someone has to take these too, so I'll take them. Then Park looks at her. After this, both of them leave. Nan Hee says, this is our last meeting. You know everything well, and you've practiced so well. Now you don't need anyone to help me. Hearing this, Park says, this means this is our last meeting, so at least do the handshake. Then both of them use the handsets, and Nan Hee leaves from there. Then he starts thinking, why am I feeling we're breaking up? The next day, Nan Hee is wondering who that girl looks like. Next, she meets Xiao and gives Xiao her diary. Then Xiao quickly checks it and finds the same number in the diary. Then Xiao tells Nan Hee that she should text him or call him. Nan Hee says, is that right? Then she says, call him. Then Xiao calls Park. But Park, thinking it's an unknown number, cancels the call. Then he looks up, and he's completely shocked seeing two Nan Hees there. He can't believe it and wonders why he's seeing two Nan Hees. But when he looks back, he sees only one Nan Hee, who is our Nan Hee. Then he quickly goes to her and asks, why is this happening to me? I'm seeing you everywhere. Nan Hee is overjoyed to hear this. In the next scene, the two arrive for a date. Then she's dressed like a little ghost, but Park still thinks she's an angel, and he's overjoyed to see her. They spend a wonderful time together, and this time is very precious to them. From then on, Park drops her home and says, from today on, I'll drop you home no matter what the situation. She's very happy to hear this. Next day, Nan Hee's father is preparing to go somewhere. As soon as Nan Hee wakes up and comes there, her mom sees her. Then she quickly puts the ring in her hand. Then Nan Hee finds out that her father is going on a week-long trip. She's very happy and says, Dad, why not just 1 week? Why not 2 or 3 weeks? Her father tells her mom, please keep calling me video calls. Her mom also says, okay. The next day, Tae-hyun asks Nan Hee if Park really likes her, because he's rejected so many celebrities, but why is he interested in you? Nan Hee says, after 15 years, a boy is interested in me, so what's the problem? You should support me. Then Nan Hee gets a message from Park. Come and meet me quickly. So she goes to meet him, where he starts taking her body measurements, but as he learns her size, he becomes completely suspicious because her measurements are completely different from what he sees. Then Nan Hee also says that she is not exactly as she appears. Then they both look at each other, and Park kisses her. After that, she goes out of the gate and spends quality time together. Next day, Nan Hee stands there, and Park also comes and stands beside her. Both are very embarrassed about yesterday's incident, so they start chatting with each other. Then Park receives a message from Xiao, which is, why haven't you picked up my call for so long? I am the same person you met in the park. Seeing this, Park is completely shocked and tells Nan Hee, you're standing here, so who is sending this message? I'll call her right now and ask who is this? Nan Hee is very scared and quickly kisses him. Now, after this, he becomes very happy. Just then, Nan Hee also gets a call from Xiao, who calls her somewhere, so Nan Hee leaves from there. In the next scene, Nan Hee comes to a bar where Xiao is very drunk, and there are 3 boys with her too. Then Xiao asks Nan Hee to make drinks for everyone. Xiao says, you're the only one who can do this much. Nan Hee gets angry and says, if you ever need a friend, I cannot do this. Then she leaves from there. After that, Park calls Nan Hee and asks, where are you? And then approaches her. Park then tries to take a selfie with her, but she refuses to do so because she thinks that maybe he sees her real face in the photo. But then Park kisses her and takes a photo. Then, seeing the photo, Park is completely shocked. Seeing this, Nan Hee also gets very scared. But then he tells her that she looks even more beautiful in the photo. Hearing this, Nan Hee feels immense relief. Park then reveals their relationship status on social media. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. When Nan Hee sees this, she is overjoyed. The next day, they are seen walking around campus holding hands, and everyone is watching them. The next day, Park tells Nan Hee that his mom is coming in a day or two, and he doesn't understand how to say hello to her. Actually, when he was 15, his mom went to America and married someone there. He hasn't met her since then. Then Nan Hee says, you must have hugged her at some point. Then Park remembers the last time he hugged his mom and tells Nan Hee that he was 15 years old when he hugged his mom. Then Nan Hee says, it's okay, just consider me your mom and you should hug me. Then Park also thinks of her as his mom and hugs her. Then he gets very emotional. The next scene shows Tae-hyun with Xiao, where Tae-hyun asks her, why did you do that with Nan Hee? Xiao says, she's always been ahead of me. That's why I went to Paris to graduate so I could move ahead of her. Taehyun tells Xiao that Nan-hee hasn't thought anything bad about her and asks, "Why are you thinking so big about her?" Now Xiao also understands this. She says, "Please help me." Taehyun says, "I can't do anything. You'll have to go and apologize yourself." Xiao says, "Okay." Then she sees Park from there and realizes that he's also studying at the same university. Next, we see that Taehyun also joins fashion classes, but he has no knowledge of these things. Then Park asks him, "Why did you join their fashion classes?" Taehyun says, "I've just recently taken an interest in fashion." Park asks, "What's your problem?" Then he says, "I've known Nan-hee for 15 years, and after spending so many years with her, I've realized she's very beautiful." "But how did you know that in 15 minutes? Park says, "Yes, she is very beautiful. I don't know how you take 15 years to realize this. Now stay away from this girl." After that, Nan-hee is very happy, and Park is also very happy to see her. The next day, Nan-hee is in a mall. Then Park comes from behind and asks, "What are you doing here?" Nan-hee says, "How did you find me among all these people?" Then Park says, "Look at yourself, you're the most beautiful one here." Nan-hee says, "I don't know why I didn't see you like that." Surprised by this, Park brings her to a place where Nan-hee says, "Please draw a sketch of me." Then he begins to sketch. As soon as Nan-hee sees the sketch, she is completely shocked. It's none other than Xiao. Then she connects all the things and realizes that the girl Park was talking to is Xiao, and the boy whose number Xiao has is none other than Park. Nan-hee is very shocked by this and quickly leaves. After a little fear, she comes back and starts looking at the sketch and says, "Only you get everyone's love. What about me? What should I do now?" Next, Xiao calls Nan-hee and says, "I need to talk to you. I am right outside your university." Hearing this, Nan-hee gets excited and asks, "What? Outside the university?" Then she rushes to the university. Here Park comes and sees that Nan-hee is standing outside and is near him. Just then, Nan-hee quickly runs there and switches on the fire extinguisher so that Park doesn't see her. Then she comes in front of Park and he asks, "Why haven't you been picking up my calls since yesterday?" Then Nan-hee quickly takes her away from there. Next, we see that Xiao calls Taehyun and says, "I had called Nan-hee to the university to meet her, but she hasn't come yet." Taehyun says, "She's with me." He then comes to Nan-hee and says, "Why didn't you go to Xiao?" Then he asks, "Are you really dating each other?" Nan-hee says, "Yes, that's true. But the person Park likes is someone else." Hearing this, he is confused and asks, "What are you saying? If it's not you, then who is?" Nan-hee says, "Now I'm not hiding anything from him anymore. I'm going to tell him the truth." She then approaches Park and says, "I'm beautiful. That's why you like me. But I'm not beautiful at all." He says, "Yes, you are beautiful. That's why I like you, but why are you saying that you're not beautiful?" Then Nan-hee starts to leave after hearing this, but he shakes her and asks, "What's wrong with you?" In the ensuing struggle, they both fall into the swimming pool. Just then, Nan's ring gets off and falls into the pool. Park sees Nan-hee's real face, which shocks him. Upon seeing this, Nan-hee quickly leaves from there and hides somewhere. Park also comes out and is searching for her, but he can't find her. Then he sees Taehyun and asks him if he saw Nan-hee. He says, "No, I haven't seen her." Park then tells him that he saw in the water that Nan-hee's face had changed completely. Hearing this, Taehyun asks him if he likes her or not, but both of them are confused, and they both leave. After that, Taehyun finds wet Nan-hee and makes her wear his coat and asks what's going on here. "I don't understand anything," Nan-hee says. "I'll tell you everything, but for now, send Park away." Then he agrees and comes to Park, saying that Nan-hee has left from there. So hearing this, Park also leaves. Taehyun then asks, "Now, tell me what's going on." Nan-hee says, "Please help me with one more thing. My ring has fallen in the swimming pool. Once I find it, I'll break up with Park and tell him everything." Then he agrees to this too, and he comes to the swimming pool and starts searching for the ring. Here, Park is standing. Just then, he sees Xiao in a taxi, so he follows her. Seeing Park in front of her, Xiao says, "Finally, we've met after so long, so why didn't you attend my call yesterday?" Hearing this, Park asks, "What are you saying? Tell me what you're doing here." But Xiao says, "I'm so happy to meet you." He then shouts, "I'm asking you what you're doing here, Nan-hee." Hearing this, Xiao is completely shocked and says, "What, Nan-hee?" Just then, Nan-hee appears, and the three of them start looking at each other. Nan-hee quickly turns off the lights and takes Xiao away. Then Xiao starts saying, "Why was he calling me Nan He?" Then Nan He tells her the whole truth. Then she says, "You told me once that you would do anything for me, so please help me today." After listening to her words, Xiao agrees to help her. Xiao then comes to Park, and Park starts to get angry, asking, "How could you leave without telling me? You should have told me." But Xiao handles the situation, and they both leave. Nan He watches them leave. Just then, Tae-hyun arrives, completely drenched. Seeing his condition, Nan He also starts crying and starts saying, "Please forgive me because of me. You have to suffer so much." Tae-hyun says, "I tried so hard to find that ring, but I couldn't find it." Now after this, Xiao starts spending time with Park instead of Nan He. And Park also feels different things in her than he always did. Meanwhile, Nan He is standing in the rain, remembering her and Park's moments together. She gets very angry and says, "Park, how can you do this to me?" Next, we see Tae-hyun, who is playing with the ring. We learn that he has found the ring. Then he says, "I also want to know who is my dream girl." Then he makes his friend wear the ring. Then he sees his dream girl. After that, he comes to Nan He and gives her the ring. Nan He is overjoyed to see it. Now, before Tae-hyun can say anything, she leaves from there. Then she comes home and gives the ring to her mom, but it falls down. Her mother starts searching for it. Then her father comes, but then the situation is handled. The next day, Tae-hyun confesses his feelings to Nan He. Nan He says, "I'm not ready for this yet, and I don't know what to do." Then Nan He says, "I want to go to Park one last time wearing this ring and say a last goodbye to him." Tae-hyun agrees. After that, Nan He gets ready and goes to meet Park, where Park says, "Today you're smiling like always. Otherwise, yesterday you were looking so different." After this, they both spend time with each other very well as usual. And Nan He also gives him a last goodbye hug. In the next scene, they both come to the mall, where Park asks her to try on a dress, and Nan He comes back after trying it on. Then we find out that Xiao is also there, and she also tries on the same dress. Here, Park is completely shocked to see two Nan He's, and they both get surprised by each other. Then Xiao starts saying to her, "I was helping you and you're doing all this to me." Nan He tries to explain, but Xiao doesn't listen and starts taking off her ring. But then the ring falls down. Now Park sees real Nan He and is shocked. After that, Nan He tells him the whole truth and says, "Make me wear this ring once." When Park does the same, he is surprised to see Xiao in front of him instead of Nan He. Seeing Xiao there, he is completely shocked. He says, "How could this happen with this ring? I don't understand." Then she tells him the whole story from the beginning, saying, "Please forgive me, I didn't mean to do this." But Park doesn't listen and leaves. After that, he is thinking about everything. That the girl whom he considered Nan He was someone else. The next day, Xiao asks Park, "Do you like me?" Park replies, "Yes, I like you because you're so much more pretty." The next day, we come to know that Nan He is selected for the fashion show. On the other side, Park is overjoyed because he's also selected. Then he sees Nan He with a boy and starts watching them both silently. After that, he comes to Nan He and asks, "Are you wearing a ring again? You forgot everything so quickly." But then he notices that she wasn't wearing a ring. Then he tells her, "I want to try something on." And then he hugs her and starts saying, "No, I don't have any feelings for you now, I know." Then he says goodbye and leaves. In the next scene, he asks Xiao to be his model, but she repeatedly refuses. Meanwhile, Nan He is also asking Tae-hyun to be her model, and Tae-hyun is also refusing. Then all four of them stand in front of each other. Park starts saying, "Will you make Tae-hyun your model?" and starts laughing at him. Then Tae-hyun says, "What's the problem in this? I will be Nan He's model." Then Xiao also gets ready to be his model, and now a tough fight starts between the four of them. Both of them are taking measurements in front of each other. After this, Tae-hyun says, "Our work is complete, so we're leaving." Then Park is taking measurements of Xiao, and then they come very close to each other, and both start looking at each other. Then Park goes to kiss her, but he can't do it. Xiao says, "What's wrong with you? Would you like someone else?" Then Park says, "No, I only like you because you're so very beautiful." Then Xiao kisses him. Next, Park is only seen thinking about his design and talking about it, not paying any attention to Xiao, which makes Xiao very angry. Just then, Park gets a message from someone, and he gets very angry. After that, we see both of them in a bar, where Park is having drink after drink and then tells Xiao that this is my first fashion show and I wanted my mom to come. But she refuses. Now here, Xiao doesn't understand Park's feelings and starts saying, "You're a child that you'll definitely need your mom." Park gets very upset after hearing this. After that, when Xiao is leaving, she meets Nan-hee there. Then she asks Nan-hee, "Does Park really behave like a child? He's just having drink after drink. He's not paying any attention to me at all." Saying this, she leaves from there. Here, Park sits there, very upset, remembering his mother. Just then, Nan-hee comes there in a costume and hugs him, and Park says, "You must be Nan-hee, right? The same smell is coming from you because you used my perfume on her, right?" Saying this, he starts leaving. But Nan-hee stops him and says, "I've got my face hidden, so you will probably have no problem with my face now, so you should sit here." Then Park sits there and tells his story. "It's my first fashion show, and my mom won't be there." Nan-hee says she must be under some compulsion. Otherwise, she would definitely come to her son. Now he also understood what she was saying, and then he says goodbye and leaves. Next, the fashion show is shown, where Xiao is getting very nervous. Just as she comes on stage and seeing so many people, she faints right there. Then, when they are taking her to the hospital, Taehyun tells that she's very nervous, and this happens often. Then the man says only one person can go with us, on which both boys say, "Yes, I am." Then Xiao says, "I wanted to go with Taehyun," but Taehyun refuses because he was just modeling. Nan-hee says, "No, you should go with her. She's lived with you since childhood, and she still needs you." Taehyun says, "Okay." Then he tells Park that I'm going, but you have to be Nan-hee's model. Park says, "Okay." And Nan-hee quickly gets him ready. Then Park comes on stage modeling, looking incredibly handsome. Everyone is watching him. Then both of them are leaving, and Park stops Nan-hee and says, "Just like I was your model, you should be my model too." Nan-hee refuses, saying, "How can that be? I don't look good at all, and your performance will be ruined." But Park says, "No, you're so pretty, and that dress will be too for you." Hearing all this, Nan-hee is surprised and agrees. Then she gets ready and comes on stage. Now everyone is stunned to see her. It seems that there is such a model, but she doesn't look good at all. Then, pointing to Nan-hee, Park says, "You can do it." Then Nan-hee comes on stage modeling with great confidence. Everyone is looking at her and her dress and appreciating her a lot. Now the time for the results comes, and both of them are very nervous. As the results are announced, they both look at each other and start laughing because neither of them was the winner. A third person was the winner. Then both of them are celebrating their defeat. Then Park says, "I'm going to Xiao to ask about her health. I'll come back to you in a little." Nan-hee says, "Okay." In the next scene, Nan-hee tells Taehyun that we'll always be friends. He says, "Still I won't give up. I'll keep trying." Nan-hee says, "Okay." The next day, Nan-hee finds the ring lying down and asks her mother, "What's going on? You're not wearing a ring. How did you come in front of father?" Then her mother tells her that she had not used this till now. "I haven't taken it yet because your father liked me just like I am." Her father says, "Yes, she's right. We can act from the beginning so you can get that guy." Hearing all this, Nan-hee is shocked. After that, Park comes to meet her and says, "I've always been after pretty girls, but I haven't spent much time with them. I want to spend more time with you." Then he takes a ring and makes her wear it while confessing his feelings, saying, "You're the most beautiful girl in the world, so I want to spend my entire life with you." Nan-hee is overjoyed to hear this, and they both hug each other. In the last scene, Park is seen throwing the ring into the sea, but she stops him and says, "If in the future our daughter is like me, I'll give her this ring, so don't throw it away." Park says, "No, our daughter will be very beautiful." Nan-hee says, "Okay, but let me wear this ring one last time because I want to become beautiful for you last time." Then Park makes her wear the ring. So Nan-hee starts to tease him, saying that now she is looking very beautiful and hot too. Then he says, "Yes, you are very beautiful." But this time, Park doesn't see any other girl because now Nan-hee plays an important role in his life, and she is his dream girl. Then he kisses her and throws the ring into the sea. This is where our sweet drama ends.